everyone, Christian here from CK Wraps. Today I'm going to show you how to do this fender in Vvivid's matte metallic black. It's a brand new color, it's about a couple weeks out. So we're going to show you this new color and we're going to wrap this fender in something a little bit more easier than chrome, because chrome is extremely challenging, and for those of you who are beginners, this will be a lot easier to use. So I'm going to describe the film and kind of how it feels as I go along. This is their new Premium Plus film, so the material, it reacts differently, it stretches a little bit better without any heat, so we're probably not going to really need to use any. So what I've done here is I've already prepped the surface with isopropyl alcohol, clean rag, wiped in all these crevices really nicely. I've got my tools ready. I have a 9mm blade. I buy NT Cutter 30-degree blades. You can order these on Amazon. I buy a pack of 50. They're super cheap. They're like $15. The handle itself is an Olfa handle. It just holds 9mm blades, so you can use pretty much any handle that'll hold 9mm blades. We have magnets. You can pick those up from Vvivid. I have my 3M blue squeegee and monkey strip buffer on this as well. And that's pretty much all we need. We have a heat gun and heat glove and wrap gloves if we need them, but we should really need them for this panel right here. So just gonna try not to drop my knife there. Okay. So what I've done is already cut this piece to the size that I need. So this car isn't very difficult to wrap. We have to make sure we have a lot of coverage on this vehicle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift the hood so I can wrap it a little bit deeper in here. All right. We're going to position this exactly where we need it. It's a little bit larger. It's cut a little bit larger than what we needed. Higher up here, making sure we're overlapping everything. Also making sure that we have full coverage on the bottom, so we're overlapping the blue masking tape or painter's tape that I have down there. I have that there because in case we slip with the blade, we don't cut the paint. It also helps the vinyl slide off, and it's just great to have on the other side. So we always want to mask off our opposing edges. So, film's in place. What we're going to do is we're going to trim away the excess. We keep an eye out for where I need to cut. Get rid of some of this. These kind of pieces we keep for door handles and mirrors or whatever, small stuff. So I'm just going to toss that inside the car, get it out of the way. I'm going to start by removing the backing from one end to the other. I like to start on this end for whatever reason, just easier for me. Whatever you're comfortable with. So right off the bat, this film, nice and flimsy. There's not a lot of initial tap, okay? You can see that. Probably shouldn't be doing that. Could draw in contaminants. That's why we blow the area away using a compressor. So look at this, it just conforms so nicely. I'm not even pulling on this stuff, okay? This is what I've been waiting for, as far as film goes. Compared to Avery, it actually feels a lot nicer, just in my opinion. Which is really surprising because, in my opinion, Avery is probably one of the easiest films to use. So we get all that out of the way. We're going to get the stretch going, our glass over in this direction. Got to make sure that we're still good on the top here. We are. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a hinge here. That way when I pull, we're not going to pull the film right off. So now, I actually need to pull down a little bit here. Okay. So now, I'm going to glass it out this way. I'm going to try not to use any heat. I don't think I'll need to use any heat. I'm not even pulling that hard, guys. Alright, so we stopped the video because a few curse words came out. I ripped the film right off. Even though I did put a hinge right here, it's still, the adhesive isn't that aggressive, so this is going to have a cure time of about 2 weeks for it to fully cure. So I broke one of my rules was to put magnet on the opposing edges even once you remove the backing and start pulling on it, just to hold it down for that reassurance. Now I didn't do that, and I have a wasted fender piece. So that's gone. I literally yanked it right off, as you saw in the video. I'm going to just grab the compressor and make sure we're still dust free. Okay. Let's do this again. Oh. I won't make that mistake. I didn't realize the initial tack of the film was that mild. So, all right, let's have a look here. Okay, we're good, and we're good here. All right. So again, I'm going to trim away any excess film. All right, let's do this again. So, let's get the backing off. See, Ed and I make mistakes. That's kind of a really careless one, actually. Let's just get that down there. I'll stick a magnet right there for now, because I'm not going to let that happen again. Cool, we got lots of wrinkles, but this is not a big deal. We're going to gloss it out a little bit. Okay. Again, I'm going to hinge it here. Super surprised that the tack actually is very mild. Okay, so that doesn't happen. This is what I should have done last time. Stick a couple of magnets there. All right, that way when we pull, it should hold. Okay, so I'm gonna contour this without any heat. I'm going to pull up on these right here so that we can get rid of all those wrinkles. There's a little bit of excess film bunching up in this area, so get rid of that. So as far as handling goes, I'm going to say this is like a 9 out of 10. Nice and easy to use. So we're just going to go ahead and squeegee this air out. See, even though there are big bubbles in there and stuff like that, you can pretty much squeegee them all out. We'll lift the film just to help alleviate some of the air. Always got to be thorough, right? Push down. I'm just going to push down on these. They'll go away. Super easy. So one of the nice things about not having to use heat is that we're not going to really overstretch the film or ruin the finish in any way. So if we were to use heat, we have a chance to overstretch this film, and then we can actually even cause some discoloration in the film. So what I did right here is I've pulled out this way, your little cold freeze stretch there, and then right around that corner, okay? So as you can see, it's pretty much already hugging that corner. And Andrew will show you what that looks like. So what I'll do next is before I trim all this, I'll heat it, and that's gonna shrink itself right around there. So again, okay, let's get the rest of the air out of here. color looks pretty hot, I gotta say. It's really nice. So I'm just spreading out the wrinkles. And that's all good. So let's go in here and start finishing this off. What I can do now is alleviate some tension right there. Pretty much as we would do with chrome, we'll do with even this film, because I like to lay in to the recesses as opposed to bridging the gaps. And that is just good form, more or less. If you don't have to bridge the gap, then don't. You can go this way and this way, or whatever way you want. I usually just squeegee from one side to the next, kind of depends. I usually work in one direction though. So let's finish off the top. I'm going to put a relief cut right up here. So I've masked off the opposite side of that pillar. Let's put a relief cut right up there. Let's get rid of some of this. Stick that there. And finish squeegeeing off this top section right here. Okay, now I need to pull it in and around this corner over on that side. So that's good. What I want to do now is go a little bit further into here. Because I get really anal when any color is showing, and we don't want anything showing. As little as possible. And like I said, this is white, so covering white with black, it's going to be a little more obvious when we get into the recesses and stuff like that, and how far in we need to go. But the white will show through if we're not thorough enough. If you're trying to do this and make a buck, make sure when you're quoting, you're asking what the color of the car currently is. Okay? So all I've done right now is laid the film into this tiny little ridge right there. Okay? So I just needed to come to that edge because this is the edge that you can see through the hood. Okay? All right, so what I'm going to do is we're going to start trimming and heating the edges. So I'm going to just run my blade. I'm going to keep this lifted and run my blade on that edge, on the back side of that edge. So I'm not cutting out any paint. Okay. By adding a little bit of tension, kind of helps maintain it being a straight line. Okay, that's the end of it. And then kind of tucks in a little bit here. And then it comes up and under. But before I go a little bit further, I need to heat shrink that corner. So let's do that right now. Perfect. Let me finish off cutting it and get that piece out of the way. So now I have to work this corner over here. So the blade, it's kind of difficult to get in here with the blade, but we got to do it. This part will most likely not show, but I'm going to wrap all of it anyways. Yeah. Always make sure you go over it with your fingers. All right, cool. So that's looking good. So if we go over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually pull the fender back a little bit and tuck that in. very slightly, okay? So now I know, and having the masking tape on the opposite side is allowing it to slide right off, which is fantastic, it's exactly what you want. I'm going to cut in that recess, bring the blade out. And get that piece out of there. When it comes to doing this pillar here, I'm going to loosen the bolt for the fender and push the fender out a little bit to make sure we can get in a little bit deeper and cover that white. All right, so now that that is done there, I need to trim on the back side here. Not a lot to see, guys, sorry. It's kind of out of the way. And I'm going to add a little bit of heat to that corner just to round it off. What I can do actually is maybe close this. Let's see. It'll give you a better view and still give me access to it. Yeah, we're good. Okay. So just add a touch of heat. I'm going to fix this up a little bit right now. Perfect. So, take the back of the blade, run it on that edge, and cut off all of the excess. Do not leave any excess, because it'll just make, let me fix that up a little bit. So don't leave any excess, because it's going to make your life really hard in hard to reach places where you can't actually wrap the film all the way around the back side. So that is good enough. And Andrew can show you that we have full coverage of all white if he faces the camera the other way. All right, cool. So we're gonna go over here. And just use our finger and squeegee this in. Make sure we have full coverage on the inside of the fender, because these pieces do show sometimes. So I need to put a relief cut. So I'm going to trim away some of it right now. And I'm running the back of my blade on the inside edge. Okay? So I ran the back of my blade on the inside of the fender edge. Let's do this part up also, and we're going to trim out some of this. So Andrew's going to show you what this corner looks like before we even trim it, right around the headlight. I'm going to put a bit of a relief cut right there, just so we can push that down a little bit more. Okay. And take the blade, wear it on the back side. Okay. This is mostly covered by the light anyways. I'm going to trim off the bottom here. We'll go around this funny little clip piece, and we have to cut out the little hole. Okay. So there's just a clip for the headlight that slides into that. Perfect. I'm going to post heat. There's a little white showing in there. That's not a big deal though. We're trying to cover most of it, but in the end we can cover it, but the headlight will cover that as well. So that's kind of on the interior part of the vehicle. All right, we're going to post heat all of this, shrink it all back. I'm not using a wrap glove. I'm leaving my heat gun running also because it's a huge pain. The heat gun sucks. I already explained this in one of my videos. It's not the heat gun that sucks, it just doesn't have a trigger on it. So it's really kind of a pain to turn off and on all the time. So I just leave it running. It's bad for the electricity bill. All right, let's put some relief cuts here. We have some tension, and that will help with a touch of heat. You can push that up in there. Perfect. I'm just going to go over this while I have the heat gun running. Now I can turn it off. Okay. I'll use it again in a few moments. So I'm going to trim off the rest of this on the inside here. The fender has like these rigid teeth in it, so it's kind of a pain to get to work around them. Okay, got it. All right, so as you can see, I've loosened these screws very slightly. What we're gonna do is we're gonna tuck the film in. If I can, I might need the firmer squeegee for this. Nope, I got it. Okay. Now for the bottom part here, you've got to be very precise because we're not tucking this in a lot. All right, cool. Just gently run your blade in that recess. Okay. We're going to take our blade and run it in between the door here. And whatever's left over, we're going to fold around. I'm running it on the door side. Okay. I'm going to trim this piece off right there. I'm going to open the door and pull this around a little bit, just so I can make this top corner up here nice. I do this actually, what I'm doing here on this car right now is I do this with a lot of fenders. So I'll actually leave that larger piece up there and then pull it around. That way we can trim it off really nicely and make the corner look really good. So there will be some excess, but I'll fold that around. All right, so I'm gonna add a little heat to it right now. This is the last bit of heat that we need. So what I want to point out is over here, on this corner right here, the material's going to bunch. So if you don't push in hard enough and heat it a little bit, and then push in hard enough, you'll get a crease there and it'll show kind of on the outside. So we got to make sure we're adding a little bit of heat for that area and then pushing in. We'll pretty much eliminate all chances of a crease showing. It's just because this protrudes, so we're going to have the film bunching up in this area there. And that's the fender, guys. So this color is going to look super awesome when it's done. I can't wait to see it. It's like frozen black. I'm not sure how it's showing up on camera right now. Once we get it under some natural light, I might post a finished version of this, or a finished video of this car, because I don't normally. Check out Instagram if you want to see all these detailed pictures and other videos that we do of this stuff. Like I said, because we can't post any music on YouTube, won't let us. For copyright purposes. So anyways, yeah, we're gonna get to more of the car, but that is how we use the new Vvivid Premium Plus product. Like I said, super easy to use. I had no issues doing this. I wish every car was this easy to do. But yeah, we're going to get to doing some more of this, and I'm going to show you how it works. Doing door handles, the mirrors, probably do the mirror in one piece, etc., etc. So we'll go along the way. Anyways, thanks everyone for watching, and take care. Bye.